Hello there, I'm Tony. I'm just your average vegan. I'm here today to #educate Noakes. There's been a wonderful initiative started, and I have no doubt you're going to be inundated with amazing videos with outstanding information from so many people around South Africa. And this is quite wonderful. But today I'm just going to share a few things with you. One, I'm in my late 50s. I've only just started supplementing. And yes, that includes that elusive B12 that we all know about. But that's because I'm over 50. It doesn't matter how you're eating right now. If you're over 50, you should be taking a B12 supplement simply because we lose our ability to absorb it as we get older. And 50 is kind of the benchmark. But the second fact is that B12, big surprise, is not from an animal. It is a bacteria found in soil. But sadly, we've managed to kill off pretty much everything in our soil. And so these days, even so-called farm animals are supplemented on a regular basis. Here's another fact. Anything you can eat, I can have a vegan version. Why would I limit myself to 4 or 5 animal kinds on my plate and a handful of vegetables that I know are familiar and comfortable because that's what I grew up with, when there are over 20,000 edible plants out there? What an exciting world of tastes and textures and aromas and fragrances are waiting just there to be explored. If you need facts and sources, I would suggest you visit the Physicians for Responsible Medicine, headed up by Dr. Neil Barnard, where you will find plenty of information that is medically sound, scientifically proven, and a group of people who will advise that plants and plants only are the way to go. That's from a purely medical point of view. If, of course, you actually care about the environment, then you will be aware of the plethora of information that's out there that states that animal farming is really bad for the planet. First, the amount of poop. Then there's the methane. And then there's the blood that goes into the water, so it uses up resources. There's the mental health of the workers who are involved in killing all day, every day, 5 days a week. It has to have a brutal grip on one's well-being. There is also a couple of books I'd like to share with you. One, The Face on Your Plate. This makes excellent reading, and it discusses and explores the strange relationship we have with animals and our food and our decisions and our inability or unwillingness to acknowledge the realities and the truths of our choices. And if it's any consolation, 99% of the vegans I know grew up just like you. They ate meat, they ate birds, they ate sea life. But somewhere along the line, in my case 12 and a half years ago, in fact 13 and a half years ago, my eyes were opened. I saw a documentary on the treatment of chickens, and that was the end of that. I've never regretted it. I eat well, I socialize well. As I've said before, anything you can do, I can do. It's just that my plate is plant-based. Did you know that the world's strongest man can do a yoke pull, or a yoke carry in fact, of 555 kilograms, and he does this on plants? No, he doesn't take steroids. There are so many world-class athletes out there. There's so many brilliant minds out there who eat plants. And it's just growing exponentially. There's a reason for this. Whether one decides to do it for environmental reasons, and you can't actually be an environmentalist and continue to eat animals, given all the information that is already out there, or you decided to for personal health reasons, in which case you're a plant-based eater, and that's absolutely fine. I'd like to clarify the difference while I'm at it between plant-based eating and veganism. Plant-based eating is simply that. It is a diet. Veganism, however, is a philosophy of life that looks at not exploiting anyone for any reason. That means we don't eat animals, which we know, but we also don't wear them. We don't use them as decor. We don't use them as entertainment. We certainly don't use them to make sure that we have shiny hair and clean teeth. So we avoid anything that has been cosmetic tested, and as far as possible we'll avoid medication for the same reason, but not to the detriment of our health. There's another book I'd like to share with you. We make the assumption that we are the only ones who are capable of making choices that are to our benefit, but that's not true. One of my favorite authors is Jonathan Balcom, and this is his book, Pleasurable Kingdom. Do you know that lizards who like the warmth will actually go into a cold place to retrieve a tasty tidbit over and above just a normal piece of food that's out in the sun? Just like us, even though they're cold-blooded, maybe because they're cold-blooded, they will seek out that which is to their benefit and for immediate gratification. But we also know that other animals are perfectly capable of empathy. And rats have been shown to help free a fellow rat in a cage rather than go straight to the food source. And in fact will often share that food source once his fellow rat is freed. In many ways, animals are better humans than humans are. And the third book I'd like to share with you, if you're at all interested in your heart health in the other way, The World Peace Diet by Will Tuttle. This will give you some insights into the extraordinary nature we have with our food, our choices, what we can do to remedy it, why it matters. And if you're interested in another doctor, in fact a surgeon, might I suggest you Google Dr. Esselstyn, who now suggests to his patients food-based choices instead of the knife when they come to him with cardiac problems. Have a look at Forks Over Knives, which is easily available on Google. It's probably available on Netflix these days. For further edification, go and look at Cowspiracy, which is all about the impact our food choices is having on the planet. And if you want to know why we've made this decision, go and see earthlings.com. It's hard to follow, it's hard to handle, because you, like most of us, is a fairly decent person and doesn't want to see harm come to another. You may change your mind about where you are now. I hope you find this helpful, and we look forward to meeting you here as a member of the vegan family. Come over to the dark side. We've got cookies.